Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the market wrap and what's ahead for Friday, the 25th of June. All right, now just coming into the markets, it's a real, well, not tricky situation, but a real diffused one where, we had the Fed move, they've come back, sort of dribbled about how it's we're not going to raise rates super soon, all this sort of stuff. Anyway, the dollar is just trading sideways, and there's not much you can do here. It's almost like the market's asleep, waiting for the next bit of data. You can see, but pretty much all pairs. Dollar yen's in a little bit of an up move again. Dollar CAD settled down, and Euro, Sterling, Aussie, Kiwi. Kiwi's trading sideways, but through that first resistance line, very stubbornly holding into those levels. So there's not much more to do except wait for the next catalyst of the move. Now, the main thing, what we're looking for is inflation data. Now, in the US today, we have the PCE price index, right? This is a core number, a good number that the Fed will be looking at very closely, give them a bit more insight into the overall, inflation figures that aren't due out for at least another couple of weeks. All right, keep an eye on personal spending, personal consumption. Now, just to give you a bit of a heads up, I'm just looking at Trading Economics page, which is a good one to go and find some data out of the calendar. Now, not many calendars have got the forecast, right? This is the poll here, which Metastock, I don't think Bloomberg's doing the same thing. But anyway, what we're going to do is use some nows here and find out what we're expecting, because that's the most important aspect of these numbers. Now, the PCE price index month on month. Okay, so we've got 0.6% and 3.4%, right? So they're the numbers that the market's going to be gauging. The actual number that comes out here, right, or even on Metastock, if it's better than 3.4, it's a strong dollar move. If it's weaker, it goes down. And same for the month-on-month data, right? So you're looking at that, and also the personal income, right? Trading Economics, the forecast or the consensus is minus 2.5%, right? The previous number was minus 13, so minus 2.5. Sorry, I should write there, is the actual forecast for the number coming up. Now, this is going to really determine what happens to the dollar in the short term, right? It is trading sideways. Strong numbers, it starts to get a bit of lift. Weak numbers, we are going to start to challenge the upward rising support line there, right? And sorry, excuse me. As we run in towards the weekend, there's going to be a lot of squaring up. There's another big surge in coronavirus cases in various countries. That's going to lead into slower, lower economic growth and these sorts of things. Let's not get too caught up in that just at the moment. Let's trade what's there. University of Michigan sentiment numbers there as well. And actually, for those early birds in Europe, if you're looking for something to get your teeth into, this GfK consumer sentiment numbers, it's a good number, right? And it can potentially move the markets around a bit. So make sure you have a look at that. It's as I said, it's a good one. Let me just see if, we got a number here on Trading Economics as well. -4 is the consensus. Trading Economics forecast is -3. That's what that extra number is there. So they're your benchmarks, better or worse. You get a move in the euro potentially. All right. Equity markets at this point, pretty I wouldn't say happy, but you know what? They're just ticking away, a bit steadier than they were when just after the Fed meeting, when they sort of said, we're going to be bringing forward the interest rate hikes to 2023. It settled down somewhat during the day here. The US equity futures, they're only up a fraction, and it's enough to give Euro, Sterling, Aussie, Kiwi, the dollar block, a bit of a solid footing and a bit of a mixed reaction there on the dollar pair. So no clear opportunities at the moment. Treasury bonds priced down a bit, yields up a touch. There's really nothing going on. We need to see the data to see where we go from here. All right, and that's just the holding pattern we're in. It's frustrating, I know. But as I said, there's a few little bits and pieces where we could get some momentum. Keep an eye on those. Outside of that, I don't think it's really worth throwing large positions into the market at the moment. Once that North American session kicks on, we might see some numbers here. And don't forget, when you look at these numbers, they're second, third tier numbers. So don't get super excited. They're not going to set the trend. The trend at the moment has been up. I know it's sideways the last 2 or 3 days. If these numbers all come in strong, we could start to see it move to the top side, vice versa. If they're all weak, it goes down. Now, if they're all mixed, we get mixed data here, right? It's going to leave us with no clear direction on the dollar. and expect the major currency pairs just to trade sideways. All right, guys, that's it for me, guys. Not much more else to tell you. Good luck. All the very best. Have a good weekend. Cheerio.